a major shareholder of Commerzbank in Germany, and also the owner of PIMCO, one of the largest investment management firms in the world, with nearly $2 trillion in assets under management. In the United States, some of their largest insurers, such as Allstate, have large investment portfolios in real estate, in infrastructure, in private equity, valued at about almost $85 billion. And in the Asia-Pacific region, we have insurers, such as the Great Eastern Life Assurance of Malaysia, which employs more than 21,000 agents in Malaysia alone, and also has operations in other countries like Singapore, Brunei, Indonesia, China, and Vietnam. So in short, what I'm saying is that insurance is an important sector globally, and the Nigerian insurance industry must rise up to meet this global challenge. In Nigeria, insurance industry consists of the life insurance segment, about a quarter of that, and the non-life, which is about 3/4 of the insurance business. Life insurance covers products such as term life, group life policies, and annuities, while the non-life segment covers policies such as motor vehicle insurance, fire, accident, marine insurance, and so on. Moreover, we have 6 classes of insurance, which are designated as compulsory: motor vehicle, group life, employer's liability insurance, buildings under construction, occupiers liability insurance, healthcare professionals indemnity insurance, and so on. As you know, our health insurance is now administered separately after the NHIS Act of 1999. And our pensions, as you know, are also now regulated separately by the Pensions Commission after our Pensions Reform Act of 2004. So my speech today will refer mainly to the core insurance sector that we are dealing with, life and non-life policies. Our insurance sector has grown steadily in the past decade, thanks to work that has been done by NICOM and all the stakeholders gathered in this room. Total premiums have quadrupled in the past 10 years, growing from about 75 billion naira in 2005 to more than 300 billion naira today. Not surprisingly, there has been strong external interest in the sector, with the entry of foreign investors such as Old Mutual and Sanlam from South Africa. And just last week, we all read the news that AXA of France had acquired a majority stake in Mansard Insurance for $246 million. In reporting this deal, the Wall Street Journal said, quote, "This acquisition is a unique opportunity for AXA to enter the largest African economy and to get exposure to the fast-growing Nigerian retail insurance market." This is Wall Street Journal of November 28. So what does this say? We have an insurance market filled with opportunity, and many foreign investors are going to get even more interested in the coming years. During my time as finance minister in 2003 to 2006, we started towards the end of that administration to try to reform the insurance business. But we did not complete the consolidation. And we continued some of the reforms, particularly in the regulatory and other frameworks. And it has yielded what we said, a growth from 75 billion to more than 300 billion today in premiums. But now we have the unique opportunity to make this industry what it should be. To look at all the opportunities that the Wall Street Journal and others are talking about as we introduce insurance products in other sectors. And I want to cite in particular our growing mortgage and housing sectors. One of the things that has made this conference of discussion today, this stakeholders meeting, very interesting, is the fact that we are also growing the housing sector of the economy. Mr. President launched a revolution in that sector when he opened the Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Corporation is insurance today. And that's to spur the kind of growth within our own housing and mortgage sector that this economy needs to have and create the kinds of jobs that such a sector can unleash. But in doing that, we've also seen that some of the things we've had to do to make that work, the underwriting standards and so on, require that all these houses that will be purchased with mortgages should also be insured. So what does that mean for this sector? It means that this is a unique opportunity for the sector to grasp this opportunity and grow. So as I strongly believe that with all these opportunities coming up, and as Africa's largest economy, our insurance company must grow even faster than it is now. In fact, when we benchmark ourselves against other emerging markets, we realize that we still have a lot of work to do. The current insurance penetration, that is the ratio of premiums to GDP, is only 0.4% in Nigeria. When you compare it with 1.1% in some neighboring countries like Ghana, is 1.1%, 3% in Kenya, and from some of our comparator big countries, emerging markets, for Brazil it's 4%, India is 4%, China 3%, and for South Africa it is a significant 15% of GDP. So there's certainly a lot of room for growth and of penetration of insurance in Nigeria. Moreover, for Nigeria, when you look at assets in our overall financial system, insurance also accounts for only 3% of total assets, compared to 12% from pension assets and 79% from banking assets. This is different from other emerging markets, such as Brazil and Mexico, where insurance assets account for about 6% of total financial assets. So our level is about half that of other emerging markets. And in India, it's even 14% of total financial assets. So again, this shows you that we have a unique opportunity for this insurance industry to grow. Now, what are the challenges? If we are to harness the potential of the industry, then we need to collectively address several challenges. We all know the challenges faced in the industry, such as lack of consumer trust, a fragmented industry with some weak and insolvent players. We need strengthening of enforcement of compulsory insurance policies. Lack of professionalism by some agents and brokers in the industry is a problem. And we have a general shortage of skilled professionals in the entire industry. Let me just touch briefly on some of these challenges. Lack of consumer trust. Many Nigerians are skeptical and hold a negative perception of our insurance industry. And later today, we'll be hearing from some representatives of consumer bodies who, I'm sure, shared some personal experiences with insurance. Well, I think everywhere you go, there is this skepticism of insurance, even in the United States, because of the practices that may obtain. So to some extent, skepticism may be justified, and we have to battle this. The claims ratio in our own industry here, that is the ratio of payouts to total premiums received, is one of the lowest in the world at about 25%. Compare this to Kenya and South Africa, where the claims ratio is about 60% in both countries, or the UK, where it's 90%. So clearly, there are many insurers in our industry who are eager to take premiums, but not ready to pay when genuine, and I'm stressing genuine claims, because there are also claims that are not genuine, when genuine claims are submitted. Just look at that, 25%, the ratio of payouts to total premiums, compared to 60% in Kenya and South Africa. So we must improve this practice if we are to overcome the skepticism of the public and improve the penetration. Then we must absolutely do better, because this is one of the reasons that people don't buy insurance. If they feel that when the time comes to get their payout, they don't get it. So this is something that we must definitely stop and improve on. Low enforcement of compulsory insurance. A second challenge I want to touch on is the low levels of enforcement of compulsory insurance in the country. And in this case, it is